Yeah, game to win $100. I've got $100 here in my pocket. Just answer 3 questions. We'll give you one of them. I got okay.
This will be good. No one's ever won. It's going to be 3 easy questions.
I got $100. Okay. Okay, $100 here.
Okay.
Okay. Now he's going to ask you some questions. He's going to give you one of them free. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. How many times? Now all these questions are coming from the globe model, the heliocentric model. All right. How many times does the Earth spin in one day?
You guys can help too. Oh, we got it.
All right. There you go. You're one. You know what's really bad is that most people miss that.
Really?
All right.
Yes.
So the second question is, in the globe model, how far away is the sun in miles?
8. It would be 8 minutes in light speed. So if you could do the
Yeah, but we're talking about miles.
so how many
We
miles
should
per
use
hour?
that for the second question.
How many miles per hour is light speed? Well, I guess it would be measured in meters per second. I don't know. I can't do
Just,
all that.
just do miles. Just
All right,
do,
well,
just
say
take a guess.
a guess. I don't even know. I don't even know the range.
3,000 times
Let's see,
60,
like
3,000 times 60 times 8. Try that.
I'll just say like
It's something like that.
1.3 million.
Okay, that's close. You only missed it by 92 million.
Yeah. So
Okay, how about one more? Give me one more.
One more question. And we'll give you half the money if you get the last one right. How about that? All right. The last question is, at the equator in the globe model, how fast does the Earth spin?
It's easy.
oh, no idea.
It's easy. Take a guess. $50.
26,000 miles per second.
No, the equator.
At the equator, how fast does the Earth
I
spin?
know. Whoa.
Whoa, how fast? You feel it?
We would be in gas molecules. So we're staying that fast. No.
So is there?
Hold on, it'd be the
Oh
same
yeah,
way
this is
that-
Matthew. This is my friend Matthew.
Hey Matthew, what's up, buddy?
I told him
How
to
are
come
you?
talk
River
to
Black
you.
too?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. You guys are from River Black. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah.
No, it spins at 1,037 and a half miles per hour. You see, dumb flat earthers like us, we know stupid things like that.
Yeah.
Things that no one, all the smart globe people know. Right?
Isaiah
They should
40:22,
know, right?
and God looked down
Because-
upon the circle of the earth.
Hey, circle ain't correct.
Exactly, circle, not globe or sphere, like he was talking about a couple
What I'm
verses
just
earlier.
trying to
He
show
says
you
the
is
circle.
that
A circle is
You've been
flat.
told lies all your life. You should question your science teachers. I have my doctorates. Okay? And these people, they think they're going to get smarter than me. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like that fellow just walked by. You know, he was big into Bible verses and a preacher, and he said, "Well, it doesn't say in the Bible that the Earth is flat." And I said, "How about Isaiah 40:22?" He went by, got his phone, but he come back by and said, "See, it says it's a circle." And I was like, "Yeah, a circle. Circles aren't 3-dimensional; they're 2-dimensional. It's flat."
So what's I know this is a different topic. What's your opinion on evolution?
Well, what is evolution? Can you describe it to me? See, because just like gravity,
Like
it's a theory,
Darwin,
right?
like Darwinism evolution.
Okay, it's survival of the fittest.
Yeah,
is that
survival
it?
of the fittest, and then-
basically macroevolution,
Yeah.
genes changing,
Yes.
microevolution.
Yeah.
Well, with evolution, you have to think about the Big Bang, right? It brings you the Big Bang. Okay, you know what the Big Bang says? What it,
Well,
you give me yours, and I'll give you mine.
isn't it Earth like some like a moon or something hit
No,
something or
they said that nothing.
oh, yeah,
Nothing
nothing.
came together and compressed so hard, and then it exploded into everything and a car that we tried in. That's what it says. Okay, and evolution, we came from pond scum into little tadpoles, into fish, into amphibians, into turtles, raccoons, and monkeys, and then there we are without a monkey's tail, right? Right? Do you believe that, or do you believe that we created? This is the purpose here. You know what I mean?
I guess I've been taught so many different things.
Well, there's only two
out.
premises, two ontological premises. One is that nothing became everything, or something.
And I understand. I've been taught those two.
You have any questions?
Trying to figure out.
That's good to ponder, you know. But see,
That's me.
You know that
Oh, good to meet you, man.
I'm Gregory Johnson.
Oh, okay, good to meet you, brother.
Not my real name, but
Okay, yeah.
because
my online alias, you know.
all my
That's
life,
awesome, brother. I'm glad you came by.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're about to have some food and fellowship later.
I look at this.
Yeah, I
This is
figured I'd
sick.
come out here and hang out with y'all a little bit.
We don't have all the stuff out here today, but we got a lot of material.
Because I know. I thought, you know, evolution, Big Bang was real. And now I know that it's been created. If you guys read the Bible in Genesis, just read up to the seventh day. It's all true.
All these people on the app, man. Nobody wants to talk. I don't know.
We meet up all the time. Every couple of weeks. We'll be here in a couple more weeks.
When
I have to make it like a regular thing. I don't know.
And then we have a meet up in Myrtle Beach next weekend.
How did he make all of this?
Yeah, I wanted
I
to
don't
go
mean
there.
he, I mean that, you know, our creator. I hate to say he, she, you
like
know.
$200-300 for the
How did
tickets. I'm like,
the creator make all
knowledge
this
should be free.
known, all knowing?
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Just like that, or a day.
I understand, you know, you got to come up with a place to do it and everything, but I mean, do you really need a 5-star hotel or something like that, I guess?
No, but so we just went together on a hotel room and we paid for the tickets for like $160, so it wasn't too
He
bad.
said, let it be light. He
When
said,
I looked
let
it
there
up, I
be
could have sworn it
a
said
void in the
something
midst
like
of the
$300
waters,
or
right?
something for a
And the
ticket.
void is called a
When I went to
firmament.
Flat Earth
It
Festival, it was
separates
$160
waters
a ticket.
above, you know, because there's
For 2
waters
days,
above,
or $80
there's
for 1
water
day.
below. If you don't believe me, dig a hole.
May have been,
Water will come.
I think I was kind of
Right.
late, so that
Right?
they may have looked
Okay,
the
then
price
he
towards
made
the end
the
of it or
sun and the
something.
moon
Maybe.
inside the firmament. The sun is
Either way, like I said, knowledge should be
rule of
free.
the day, which is the sun.
The sun,
One
yeah,
to rule the
yeah,
night,
yeah.
which is.
But a lot of people don't
So
like my
he said he
opinions
made
on
two
things
lights.
either, so I
Did
have
you guys
a
know
lot of
that?
unpopular
In the
opinions.
sunlight.
Well, not here,
You do a
brother.
bonfire, the flames really low, right? But in the moonlight, it's really hot, right? If you take beef or any kind of meat and put it in the sunlight, it dehydrates it. But in the moonlight, it putrefies it, meaning it rots it. Okay? And if I'm in a shade in the sunlight, right? It's cooler, right? And I get out there, it's hotter. But in the moonlight, it's colder and it's hotter. It's vice versa. Moonlight is cold. You can measure it at night with a what's that? Infrared
A laser thermometer, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So do you believe that the moon is...
I don't have a belief. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Colin. Colin.
Colin.
So is it true that the moon would be reflecting cold, like a cold energy?
No. In like I just told you, in Genesis, they said God made two lights, one for the day, one for the night. In the moonlight, it gives its own light.
Oh, against okay.
Yeah, that's
So
what
it's its own source of.
That's what I'm
it's
telling you.
its
If you
own
have one of
source
those, what do you call
Infrared
it?
thermometer.
Infrared.
Thermometers. Try it at night in the moonlight and in the shade. Hey, I remember this guy from way back, right? Yes, he was here when the first time. And have you been looking into it?
I went home and watched it.
Yeah. It was like maybe a year or so ago.
Yeah.
He came out. He was giving all kinds of information. He knew everything, but couldn't answer one single question about his globe. I'm trying to teach. These are high school guys here from River Bluff. Hey, give me a minute. I'll be right with you, okay? Yeah, I want to talk to you. I want to, see how you progress.
All right, I got one more question.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's up with the what's up with other planets or other solar systems? Or,
In the Bible, in Genesis, the Creator put the stars in the firmament, set in the firmament, it rotates on them. We don't know what. Have you ever seen a star? Do you have a picture of a star?
We got a video of one on the iPad.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one with a telescope? It looks like it's a light, that's in water. Like you ever see a pool, the pool light? It has little ripples to it. That's what it looks like. That's why it twinkles. Look at it. Just YouTube, those stars with a whatever P900 or telescope. It shows you exactly what it looks like. They're just twinkling, like water is going over it. That's what they are. It's nothing like what they tell us, like those, like the planets like this. No, there's nothing like that. It's just a light. Because that's what the Creator did. He put the lights in the firmament.
so we're not only in like a geocentric solar system, but a geocentric like
He knows
universe.
geocentric. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, Colin. No,
Like
it's,
a whole.
no, not many people know that. Yeah, we're not.
So it's a,
geocentric.
okay.
And let's say, you know, that picture that the Earth, right, the Eve map. Just imagine a snowy field, right? This could be other ideas that people have, right? A snowy field, and it's stamped out with little small circles, right? And in each circle, there's water, and there's islands around it. You could have many infinite Earths, you know, or it could just be one that has a dome over it called the firmament.
So it's a dome shape.
That's what they said when. What's that? Admiral Richard Byrd?
Admiral Byrd, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the youngest military U.S. admirals. Okay, he's like in the 40s. He took a expedition right after the war, World War II, down to Antarctica, and they actually measured how high the firmament was. They were shooting missiles and hitting the firmament. It was exploding. They were taking measurements. It was down there for like 5 years.
And he came back and he said there's other continents beyond Antarctica.
So what's on the under, like the underside?
Well, what's on the other side of a lake? We don't know. No one digs. Right? We don't know.
Right. The deepest we've ever been in human history is we have the Kola Super Deep Borehole, which is the borehole in Russia, about 8 miles. And then the Mariana Trench, we've been to the bottom there, which is only 7.9 miles. So we've never been past 8 miles. So anything below that's speculation.
Yeah.
But we know that it can't be a spinning
Space
molten core of iron. It can't possibly be that because
So what's your what's your idea of what's going on inside of the flat Earth?
Well, we don't know. We've only been 8 miles. We know what's down up to 8 miles.
Okay.
Because the drill bits couldn't go any deeper. And they said every step of the way as they're drilling, oh, we're going to hit this and we're going to hit that. Their predictions were wrong. And then when they hit bottom, their tips were just spinning out and getting sand and ground to nothing. It was too dull. But anyway, that was the fun one, I think, that they did.
have they taught y'all about the Curie point in school? So the Curie point is the temperature at which a metal loses ability to produce a magnetic field, right? So the Curie point of iron is 1500 degrees. The temperature at the center of the Earth is supposed to be 10,500 degrees. So you can't produce a magnetic field, right?
Have a open mind, you have a very, scientific mind, I think, right? You're probably the most scientific of the four of you, right?
Yeah.
No?
Hey.
Or he shows more confidence, but you have to, good mind for questioning, curiosity, that's great.
So in your same science book, like in school, they'll hand you that book and they'll tell you that the magnetic field comes from the core of the Earth, right? They're going to tell you that, but they're also going to have, these metals can't produce a magnetic field at this temperature. And then they're going to list the temperatures. So they're contradicting themselves in the same book they give you, and no one ever puts chapter 1 and chapter 7 together and go, wait a minute, none of this actually makes sense.
Yeah. They tell you the opposite. The Earth is flat, we can see it, but they tell you it's round. Don't believe your senses, right? They tell you we're moving, but you can't even feel that we're moving. We're going, at the equator, 1,037.5 miles per hour. Okay? But yeah, we can fly planes. It takes the same amount of time unless you hit the jet stream. It goes faster, right? Because a plane can only fly, 500 or so miles per hour, a jet plane. When it gets up there to, jet stream, add another 100 or 2 behind it, they're doing 70, Very simple. Very simple. And the wings won't break because there's less resistance and it gotta go through.
So what's the idea on like plate tectonics, like earthquakes?
Plate tectonics. Yeah. Why do they call it plate tectonics? Why not a ball tectonic? You see?
Well, the plates are. I mean, even if
no,
you have a curve,
it would be a bowl tectonic, right? Because it would be shaped like a bowl on a ball, right? It's smooth. But when a plate, just like that frisbee, that looks like a plate, right? So it must be flat.
So it's just the name of it that would.
Yeah, they tell you the name right in front of your face to, just to mess with
It's all right there in our etymology, our words like planet, drop the T, the Earth is a plane.
Airplane. Why is not air planet? Air ball.
Air globe.
Air globe. Atmosphere. Gas in a sphere shape, right? When you open that container, what does it do? That's the second law of thermodynamics. it disperses and equalizes, right? But they tell you we have a ball of gas around Earth next to a vacuum, not near perfect vacuum, but a vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr. You know how strong that is? See, in Sandusky, Ohio, NASA has a vacuum chamber. 8-foot thick steel reinforced concrete walls. The doors weigh 1,000,000 pounds apiece. They can only produce 10 to the negative 6 torr. Now, when they say space, which is supposedly 250 miles above us, it's 10 to the negative 17. Have you ever seen a steel car rail that gets crushed with just a vacuum?
We got a video
That
of
is
it if you'd like to see it.
nowhere near 10 to the negative 6. Nowhere. Because 10 to the negative 6 is very high vacuum. Okay? So you guys are giving great questions. I wish all you guys were like that. You know?
Yeah, I wish you guys would just in science class speak up and ask your teacher something like
it
like
only
when she
takes
talks
one.
about that. Yeah.
You guys standing by his side, you know, that shows a lot. You know, camaraderie, because once he gets it, you're going to get it too. It spreads like wildfire. You know what I mean? We're not trying to tell you BS, because we try to look for the curve, we can't find it. You know, we try to look for what they say, you know, eclipse or whatever up there. You know, it doesn't make any sense on a globe model.
Well, I saw a study. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty easy to just say that the study was fake, but
What study?
it was over. I think it was looking into Detroit from like across whatever.
Yeah, the Michigan.
Across-
Michigan.
and
Lake
you
Michigan.
could see the height of the skyscrapers, and the exact amount of like height was subtracted by the horizon that was supposed to be subtracted based on the curvature.
Okay, we already did that, okay, and the curvature calculator, okay, it's 8 inches per mile squared. So basically, every mile for a 6 foot tall person, for every mile, okay, it drops down 8 inches times that mile, right? 1 times 1 is 1 times 8 is 8 inches. The second mile is 2 times 2 is 4 times 8 is 32 inches, right? It goes 8, 32, not 8, 16, 24. That would be a slant, right? It's 8, 32, and then after that is 60, 64, whatever, you know? It's what is it? 72.
One-
72.
72.
Flat, then
Nine.
wouldn't that make the world? Wouldn't that make the globe an oval?
What's that?
If it was like that, if it goes 832, wouldn't that make it
No,
No.
That's
That's spherical geometry.
spherical.
Yeah.
It steeps further down.
8, 32, 70, 72, right? Yeah, and it goes, you know, more. It's an exponential drop. It's a drop. It's not a slant. You see? See, so that's called spherical geometry. Okay, but we use that calculation that you know, whatever they gave us, to look across that Lake Michigan. But you can still see. You should not. It's supposed to be hidden under, you know, 100 or 200 feet of curvature of, you know, the horizon's here. You know, it should be behind. Should be behind the horizon, right? But we can actually see it.
So why can't you see the like why couldn't I look towards
Okay, so the atmos plane, the air is thick. Do you agree? You know, it's like you ever have a glass, or you look in the water, you can't see very far, right? Air is like that. It's like thin layers of glass. The more you put behind it, and the further you see it, you can't see much. It distorts it or it blocks it. You know what I mean? That's what happens. That's why you can't see.
And the reason, even on a flat Earth, is that you would see the bottom of the buildings cut off is what's called angular resolution. So we can take a brick and we can lay 3 bricks on top of each other, set a camera on the floor, go to like Home Depot or Lowe's, right, and tie a string around the bricks. And what you'll see right next to the camera is all 3 bricks. But as I drag it away across that flat floor, the bricks start to disappear from the bottom up. Does that mean their floor is curved? No, it's because that's the way your eyes work. And that's the way, in art class, what's the first thing they teach in art class about the vanishing point? You start at the center there, and you have that vanishing point where everything, you know, vanishes. And that's how our eyes work. Yeah, everything disappears from the bottom up. It doesn't matter if it's flat or round. But they try to use that as proof. But I'm just like, if I can show you this exact same experiment with a string and 3 bricks, and they don't want to look at something like that.
Very interesting. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, hey,
definitely.
thanks for stopping by.
I'll definitely
you
look
know?
into it.
Awesome, nice meeting you guys. Good luck in school.
And
okay?
we'll be right back here in 2 weeks.
Question
2 Saturdays from now. If you want to come back by with questions, appreciate it, man.
All right, fellas. Have a good day.